Alright, let's cut the small talk. Let's get straight to it. You know, a lot of people ask me, hey, what is your secret to making real money? What is the magic trick? And I tell them the absolute truth. But nobody ever believes me, because it is not sexy, it is not a get-rich quick scheme. It's about being so annoyingly disciplined, so ridiculously patient, and so unbelievably anti-intuitive that most people just can't hack it. Look, what if in this wild ride we call life, you could actually achieve everything you ever wanted? I mean, everything. But you just didn't even reach for it, because you were too scared to try, too busy making excuses, too caught up in your own head. If that hit you, good, because my video has found you just in time for you to finally actually start. Remember this. Engrave it into your brain. What you are is what you do, period, no debate. I want you to level up so high that you literally have to reintroduce yourself to people. Like, hi, I'm the new and improved version, nice to meet you again. But listen closely, this comes with a warning. Once you become this new, ideal version of yourself, this powerhouse, this absolute boss, you cannot, I repeat, cannot slip up. You cannot afford to go back to your old self, because that old self, honey, was holding you back. So let's stop wasting time. I'm going to get straight into it. You're going to want to work in silence. Let your success be the noise. By the time you're done implementing all the concepts in this video, you're going to shock everyone. Even your cat will be like, "Who? What happened to you?" You're even going to shock yourself. But don't be too surprised when that happens, because deep down, you know you deserve it, basically. What is going to happen is this. You're going to stay very low, key for a bit. You're going to set aside some serious time during these 90 days to work on yourself. And I don't mean just like journaling once a week. I mean really work on yourself, which inevitably means you're going to improve, you're going to transform, and then you're going to come back and become utterly unrecognizable in the best possible way. But in the meantime, as you grow in silence, let people talk, let them wonder about what you're up to, let them gossip, because they have absolutely no idea what your plans are. And honestly, that is for the absolute best. You don't need anyone else's opinion about this. You don't need anyone to doubt you or question your vision. In Sun Tzu's The Art of War, this is exactly how you sneak up on the enemy to win the war, because you're not giving them any intelligence. Keep that to yourself. I don't know your life. But let's just pretend that the enemy here refers to everyone and everything that gets in the way of your own self-improvement journey. Don't tell anyone your plans. Stay low, key about it, so you can come booming down like a lightning strike and come up on top and win. I'm going to teach you the exact 90-day plan that I personally followed to crawl out of my rock bottom and find success in the best version of myself. So last year, I went from an absolute mess, truly a hot mess at rock bottom, to becoming a very disciplined and productive person in only a few short months. But believe me, I was in the dumps. I was going to bed at 8 a.m., waking up at 4 p.m. I was binge watching TikTok like it was my job, eating junk food, and basically I was just wasting my time and my life away. It wasn't a sustainable way for me to live, and I knew deep down that something had to change. One of the first things that I started with was changing my diet. And let's be real, any kind of change is always the hardest in the beginning, so one ingenious way to make habits stick is to make it as easy for yourself as humanly possible. And one of the ways that I make it easier on myself, so I can actually focus on me, is with a food delivery service. Like today's video sponsor, HelloFresh. HelloFresh is here to kickstart the new school year with food packed with incredibly fresh ingredients. Everything comes right to your doorstep, pre-portioned for less hustle. If you use my code, you're going to get free breakfast for life. While your subscription is active, don't let food boredom keep you from rebranding yourself and reaching your fullest potential. HelloFresh lets you easily customize your delivery every single week, so you can mix and match your lifestyle options to suit your needs. Like fit and wholesome, family-friendly meals, quick and easy meals, vegetarian, and so much more. And with HelloFresh, you also get to choose from over 30 calorie-smart and protein-smart recipes. Everything is tailored to your schedule. You can pick anything you want every week, including the option to skip a week if you're traveling, or if you're on vacation, and as the seasons change, so do your seasonal menus, including pumpkin spice. Yes, you heard that right. So you can always get all the in-season flavors and ingredients, so you can click the link in the description. Or use my code MAYLSEP10 and get 10 free meals, plus free breakfast for life. If you're in the US, outside the US, you will get a local discount that will be applied to you. And thank you so much to HelloFresh for sponsoring this video. Alright, back to business. If anybody around you has ever called you a weirdo or spazzy, or obnoxious, or anything similar to that, let me tell you something. Those people definitely don't matter. They definitely don't deserve your precious energy. and they're going to keep putting you down, regardless of anything that you do about it. I promise you that. And by the way, if those are the same words that you use to describe yourself, try to speak more kindly towards yourself, which I'm going to explain why in a bit, and maybe, just maybe, put a positive spin on it. Like for example, I may be loud, but I'm also super easy to talk to, and people find me comforting. Or I may be high energy, but I'm the life of the party. Or even, I may be shy, but I'm very observant and I'm extremely self-aware. I think that when you finally find a confidence out of your own rebrand and being more comfortable with yourself, and also generally becoming a more positive and less serious person, that is what truly helped me level up if you are comfortable with who you are. People will definitely know this and appreciate that rebrand. Okay, let's start with my biggest and most important chapter. And this, my friends, is the key to becoming so secure in life. And everything that you do, you don't even need to rebrand so much. As expanding your current brand, it depends on who you want to become, so own the things you cannot change. But always, always look to improve. It is like how Apple started selling computers, and then they added smartphones, and then tablets, and watches, and now AI, or whatever they're cooking up next. They don't need to change who they are completely, just to sell new products. They're still Apple. They use their same brand and design identity, but then they also expand on it. They're creating their own universe. So create a universe of you, become your ideal version of yourself, and think deeply about what that looks like. And then visualize it to your absolute best ability, because your entire reality hinges on this. So ignore your current 3D world for a second, because this is the ideal world that you're going to be creating for yourself. Your interpretation of life is a projection of your self-concept, so make it a really, really good one. And then forget about taking action for now. We're going to save that for later. Focus on changing your beliefs first, from the deepest parts of yourself. People who are so concerned with taking action non-stop, they don't realize that your belief system is way bigger than just taking action, because it is how you see your entire life. So once your beliefs change, you're not going to feel like there is anything else to do, because you see everything based off of the self-concept that you've created. The key word here is to be. It will always go back to who you are being, because at the end of the day, every single thing is just the story that you've decided to live, and you are the source for that. You are the author of your own biography. So take this really seriously. This is your life, to be or not to be. This will make it easier to dismiss any kind of lies that people say about you or gossip, when you understand that you're the only source and it is about forming your identity. Only you have the truth about yourself. You and your reality are just the result of what you have accepted as the truth. So once you set your beliefs into stone, everything else is going to follow. You don't wait for reality to happen. Reality is waiting for you to take the lead. So understand that your whole life is a projection of your self-concept. It is the foundational beliefs that you interact with on a daily basis, meaning the way that you see the world, and that becomes your entire life. When an aspect of your self-concept changes, your reality shifts, and it shifts immediately because your views about everything is going to change. For example, an insecure person interprets everything in an insecure way, and that identity creates even more insecurity. And since this is how they view themselves, the assumptions and thoughts that go along with it is going to also naturally happen. And because they are insecure, they will say things that an insecure person will say, and they will do things an insecure person does. Like, for example, I don't believe that person deserves success. I don't think I deserve to have that kind of relationship. They will constantly undermine themselves and also other people around them. And that is just the end result of being an insecure person. If they change that part of themselves and stop getting in their own way constantly, then they are going to stop focusing on whether or not other people deserve success or whether they think that they deserve the best relationship. And those are just examples. But you see this everywhere with people that you know. Change your self-concept, and your views on everything will automatically shift. You're not gaining anything from your own current physical reality. You're creating it constantly, in real time, by your feelings, by every single thing that you think, and what you believe, and how you feel about yourself. But I have to tell you something. You can feel what you feel, but you don't have to accept it as the truth. Shocking, right? I don't listen to my feelings anymore. I empathize with it. I understand it, and I understand why I feel the way that I feel, but I don't let it lead me. And if I know that my reality is what I've accepted as the truth, then I should only be focusing on what I want to achieve, and accept that as the truth. So tell me, why do you keep focusing on the things that you don't want? The only reason why it is still there, whatever it is, whether it is your insecurity or your people-pleasing behavior or the toxic people around you, it's because you keep validating it with your thoughts and your awareness of the situation. This applies to every single thing. Like, for example, in my video about finding financial independence. I noticed this one thing that keeps coming up with a lot of people in the comments is that they keep validating that lack mindset for money, saying things like, I have to work 3 jobs in order to secure food for my family. I cannot save money if I don't make enough. Or, you're wrong. Money is unlimited. It is actually very limited. And rich people take everything away from me. Like, are you reading back your own comments? Sometimes. I don't even want to waste my energy continuing to explain something that you're not going to want to undo in your head, because unfortunately that is a you issue. I'm just being honest. If you're not hearing what I'm saying, why are you even wasting time watching my videos? Like, I'm here to hopefully help you realize things about yourself. So that is why I'm like this. It is also crazy to me how some of the most beautiful people in the world have the most awful self-concepts. I don't mean just physically. I mean like the kindest, sweetest people in the world. Please. Just like, no more of this bad self-concept. It must be abolished right now. Like, there is no way that you're so cool, and interesting, and pretty, and funny, and creative, and there is no one else like you, and yet you get so sad when someone doesn't text you back, and you think that it is not a privilege to date you or to be friends with you, and you think that if someone doesn't text you back within a day, that they don't like you. I'm kind of going into specific things here, but you need to realize this thing about the physical world. Your physical reality is created by both your past decisions, as well as your past circumstances, things that happened to you, things that you decided to do, but everything in it is actually neutral. It can't tell you anything, it can't validate you. You can create thoughts right now about it. It makes you think that it is telling you something, it is giving or it is taking away value from you, but you are the only person attaching a story to everything. Your perception of the physical reality is what gives it life. It is 100% dependent on you. Things show up the way they do because of what you accepted as the truth. And when it comes to things like manifestation, that is all imagination. When you embody the state of your wish already fulfilled, you instantly manifested your desire in your imagination already. And that is what makes it real. That is why there is no need to convince yourself that you have it in the physical reality. When focusing on your imagination is what it is going to take you to your goals. If you have it in your imagination, the physical world will bend to you. It will reflect everything back to you. And the irony is that the 3D realm, the second that you stop focusing on your current reality, and that includes all of your negative self-talk like, I don't deserve this, I'm not good enough for this, I'm not whatever enough. Yes, you are. So before we even talk about this discipline, don't ever be afraid to start anything. There is absolutely no reason to be afraid, because nobody will ever say all the right things to the right people. Everyone has said something very embarrassing, and it is better to say something than nothing at all. Everyone has made mistakes, and that shouldn't scare you into becoming a hermit, and not do anything with your life. Take calculated chances, meaning that with anything that you do, make sure that all the upsides are better than the downsides, and move on if you need to.